Students, this topic beta and gamma function from integral calculus for 4th semester students. It is very useful for BSc and BA 4th semester students. So we will discuss some topics of beta and gamma functions one by one. Beta and gamma functions. Beta and gamma function. Firstly we will take beta function. Beta function defined by beta mn by the integral beta mn equal to 0 to 1 x raised power m minus 1 minus x raised power n minus 1 dx. So we will take this type of integral with some limit, and we have first function and second function. Integration is quite tough for these type of functions. With the help of beta functions we can solve two function integral. If we have beta function given in terms of x raised power m minus 1 and 1 minus x raised power n minus 1, m and n are positive values. This integral is convergent for m is greater than 0, n is greater than 0. This is also known as Euler's integral of first kind. Now we can put the value of x equal to 1 minus y, then this becomes the integral beta mn equal to 1 to 0 1 minus y raised power m minus 1 y raised power n minus 1 minus dy. Putting the value of x equal to 1 minus y here, 1 minus 1 minus y is given as y raised power n minus 1, and the limits, if we will put the value of x equal to 0, then y equal to 1, and if we will put the value of x equal to 1, then we will get the y equal to 0. So we see that dx equal to minus dy, putting the value of dx equal to minus dy. So we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Equation 2 is written as, if we will take the limit interchange 0 to 1, and this negative sign will dilute by this limit, because we know by the rules of definite integral 0 to 1 y raised power n minus 1 1 minus y raised power m minus 1 dy. If we put the value of x equal to y, then this gives y equal to x, 0 to 1 x raised power n minus 1 1 minus x raised power m minus 1 dx. So this becomes beta nm. So we see that m beta mn equal to beta nm. Again we put the value of x equal to y upon 1 plus y. Here we can put the value of x equal to y over 1 plus y. Dx equal to 1 plus y into dy minus y into dy. This becomes the integral, and the limits, if we will put the value of x equal to 0, then y equal to 0. If we will put the value of 1, then this gives 0 to 1. X raised power m minus 1 1 minus x raised power n minus 1 dx becomes 0 to infinity. If we put the value of 1 is here, then the limit becomes infinity, and the putting the value of x is y upon 1 plus y raised power m minus 1 upon 1 plus y raised power m minus 1. Similarly, 1 minus y upon 1 plus y, this becomes 1 upon 1 plus y raised 1 plus y raised power n minus 1, and finally we will get the beta mn 0 to infinity y raised power m minus 1 1 plus y raised power m plus n dy. This is equation number 3. So we have three important results of beta mn 0 to 1 x raised power m minus 1 1 minus x raised power n minus 1 dx. Similarly, beta nm equal to y raised power 0 to 1 y raised power n minus 1 1 minus y raised power m minus 1 dy, and beta mn equal to 0 to infinity y raised power m minus 1 1 plus y raised power m plus n dy. Now again we can put the value of x equal to sine square theta. This gives dx equal to 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. Now putting the value of x is here, 1 minus x means 1 minus sine square x raised power n minus 1 dx is 2 times of sine theta cos theta d theta. On solving we get beta mn equal to 2 times of 0 to pi by 2 sine theta raised power 2m minus 1 cos theta raised power 2n minus 1 d theta. Here we get sine raised power 2m minus 2 and we have sine raised power 1. So this gives us sine theta 2m minus 1. Similarly, cos raised power 2n minus 2 and cos raised power 1 becomes cos theta raised power 2n minus 1 d theta. This is equation number 4. So we have four results of beta function. Now we have gamma function. The gamma function denoted by gamma n 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus x dx. So we see that a function of x and an exponential function e raised power x dx, which is convergent when n is greater than 0. This shows that we have two results, gamma n plus 1. Here we can write n gamma n, n gamma n, n gamma n, n gamma n, and in second result we have gamma n plus 1 is equal to factorial n, where n equal to 1, 2, 3. Gamma n plus 1 given as x raised power n. We can put the value of n in place of n is n plus 1. This becomes 0 to infinity x raised power n e raised power minus x dx. Now we have taken infinity as b tends to infinity. So we have two functions, limit b tends to infinity 0 to b. First function is x raised power n and second function is e raised power minus x dx. By the integration of by parts, so we get this integral, differentiating part this one and integrating part this one. So we get finally these two results. First, second result is minus b raised power n e raised power minus b. This becomes 0 when minus b raised power n upon e raised power b. When b tends to infinity means this is some value upon infinity means 0. So we have this result will be 0 and limit b tends to infinity n 0 to b x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus x dx is given as n times of 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus x dx. Therefore, this becomes the result n gamma n, n gamma n. We can write here n gamma n. So we get gamma n plus 1 is again n gamma n. Now we can write gamma n is n minus 1 gamma n minus 1. So we get n into n minus 1 gamma n minus 1. Similarly, we can write n into n minus 1 n minus 2 and so on 3, 2, 1. This becomes factorial n. So we get gamma n plus 1 equal to factorial n. This is very important result. So we can see that the gamma function is defined as or derived as gamma n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power x minus x dx. So we have to prove, now we have another result to prove gamma n over z raised power n 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx. In place of e raised power minus x, we have taken some coefficient minus z dx. So we can say gamma n equal to z raised power n 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx dx. Now we can put the value of x equal to e raised power z. Here we have z. So we see that gamma n equal to x is az raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus az. Here we have z. So we can see dx equal to a dz. Dx equal to a dz. A raised power n minus 1 and a becomes a raised power n e raised power minus az. Here we have e raised power az minus az. Z raised power n minus 1 dz. We have taken these two integrals like this. A raised power n 0 to infinity e raised power minus az. Z raised power n minus 1 dz. Putting the value of z equal to x. So we see that a raised power n 0 to infinity e raised power minus ax, x raised power n minus 1 dx. This should be dx. Now replacing a by z, a by z. So we can see that replacing by a by z, z raised power n 0 to infinity e raised power minus zx, x raised power n minus 1 dx. This should be dx. So finally we get gamma n equal to z raised power n 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus z x into dx, and then gamma n over z raised power n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx into dx. Now we have a relation between beta and gamma functions. This is very important result. Here we have beta mn function and gamma function. So how we will get this result? This is very important for examination purpose. Gamma n equal to, we know that gamma n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx z raised power n dx. In last result, we have seen that gamma n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx z raised power n into dx. Multiplying both sides by e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1. Both sides. Here in left side e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1. In right side e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1 into dx. Gamma n e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1. And the right side becomes x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus z x minus z becomes e raised power minus z x plus 1. Similarly, z raised power n and z raised power m plus 1, m minus 1 becomes z raised power m plus n minus 1 into dx. Integrating both sides with respect to z, limits from 0 to infinity, we have gamma n equal to 0 to infinity e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1 dz. 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1, and we have taken now we have another relation between beta and gamma functions. This is very important to show that beta mn equal to gamma n upon gamma m plus n. In last result, we have seen that gamma n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus zx z raised power n dx. Multiplying both sides by e raised power minus z raised power m minus 1. And then we get gamma n e raised power minus z z raised power m minus 1 0 to infinity x n minus 1 e raised power minus z will be common x plus 1 in these two results, and z raised power n plus m minus 1 into dx. Integrating both sides with respect to z, limits from 0 to infinity, gamma n will be outside from the integral, e raised power minus z z raised power m minus 1. So we have these two integrations, 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 into dx and e raised power minus z x plus 1 z raised power m plus n minus 1. This result will be given as x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus y, putting the value of z into 1 plus x equal to y. So we get dz into 1 plus x equal to dy. Putting the value of z y upon 1 plus x here and the value of z dz equal to dy over 1 plus x. So we get 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 e raised power minus y. In place of z we have taken y over 1 plus x. So we get y raised power m plus n minus 1 into dy 1 plus x into m raised power m plus n into dx. And we have taken x raised power n minus 1 over 1 plus x raised power m plus n is here. And the integration 0 to infinity e raised power minus y y raised power m plus n minus 1 into dy into dx. This is gamma function. So we can say that this becomes gamma m plus n. And the integral 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 over 1 plus x raised power m plus n into dx becomes beta function. So we see that this result gamma m plus n beta mn is equal to gamma n and gamma m. So beta mn equal to gamma m gamma n over gamma m plus n, because we have written gamma n and this is gamma m. Gamma m into gamma n over gamma m plus n equal to beta mn. So this is very important result, beta mn equal to gamma n over gamma m plus n. Relation between beta and gamma functions. Now we have another result. If we have 0 to pi by 2 sin raised power 2m minus 1 cos raised power 2n minus 1 theta d theta, this gives beta mn by 2 or 2 times of this result. Again we have beta mn equal to gamma m gamma n over gamma m plus n equal to 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 1 plus x raised power m plus n. Now putting m plus n equal to 1, this gives m equal to 1 minus n. So putting this value, a gamma 1 minus n gamma n over m plus n equal to 1, 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 over 1 plus x dx. And we also know that 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 over 1 plus x dx is pi over sine n pi. This is very important result to know, and remember, students can remember this result. 0 to infinity x raised power n minus 1 over 1 plus x into dx equal to pi upon sine n pi. Now putting n equal to 1 by 2. This becomes gamma 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 equal to pi upon sine pi by 2. This becomes gamma 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 equal to pi. So we get gamma 1 by 2 equal to root pi. Now we have another result which is called duplication formula, to show that gamma m plus 1 by 2 equal to root pi gamma 2m over 2 times of 2 raised power m minus 1, where m is an integer. And we know 0 to pi by 2 sine raised power 2m minus 1 theta cos raised power 2n minus 1 theta d theta equal to gamma n over 2 times of gamma m plus n. Now we have to put the value of n equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is here. This becomes 0. Cos theta raised power 0 means 1. So we will get sine 0 to pi by 2 sine theta 2 raised power n minus 1 theta. Gamma 1 by 2 means root pi. We know from the last result. 2 times of gamma m plus 1 by 2. Again we can put the value of, in place of n is m. Here we can put 2m minus 1 and we have 2n minus 1, then this becomes 0 to pi by 2 sine raised power 2m minus 1 theta cos raised power 2m minus 1 theta d theta gamma m raised power 2 over 2 gamma 2m 1 upon 2 raised power 2m minus 1 0 to pi by 2, and this gives sine theta cos theta and multiplying by 2 raised power 2m minus 1. So we get in denominator 2 raised power 2m minus 1, and this becomes sine 2 theta. And then this gamma m upon 2 times of gamma 2m, gamma m square upon 2 times of gamma 2m, 1 upon 2 raised power 2m. Here we have taken 2 here because we can consider 2 theta equal to phi, 2 d theta equal to d phi. So putting the value of d theta equal to d phi by 2. So this becomes 1 upon 2 raised power 2m 0 to pi. Now it is clear. If we will put 0 here, phi will be 0, and if we will put pi by 2 here, this becomes phi equal to pi. Sine phi raised power 2m minus 1 d phi, 2 will be cancelled. So gamma m raised power 2 upon 2 gamma 2m, and finally we get 2 upon 2 raised power 2m 0 to pi by 2 sine raised power phi 2 raised power 2m minus 1 gamma phi, because we have taken the limit 0 to pi to make it pi by 2, multiply by 1 by 2 and 2. So this gives the same result. Now we can change, write the value of phi in terms of theta. This becomes 0 to pi by 2 sine theta raised power 2m minus 1 d theta. In place of d phi we have taken d theta, and this is 2 raised power 2m minus 1. Writing here gamma m square 2 times of gamma 2m. From equation 2 and 3 we have a value of 0 to pi by 2 sine theta 2 raised power 2m minus 1 d theta equating these two values, this one is 2 raised power 2m minus 1 gamma m square upon 2 times of gamma 2m equal to gamma m root pi by 2 raised power gamma m root pi upon 2 gamma m plus 1 by 2. So we can find by cancellation of gamma m, this gives gamma m into gamma m plus 1 by 2 root pi. Here we have gamma 2m, 2 will be cancelled, and 2 raised power 2m minus 1 written here. This is the proof of the result. Now we have another form of integral, 0 to infinity e raised power minus ax cos bx x raised power m minus 1 dx, and 0 to infinity e raised power minus ax sin bx x raised power m minus 1 dx. And we know gamma m upon z raised power m 0 to infinity x raised power m minus 1 e raised power minus zx into dx. Putting the value of z equal to a minus ib, z a minus ib, gamma m upon a minus z minus I z equal to a minus ib raised power m 0 to infinity x raised power m minus 1 e raised power minus a minus ib into x into dx. So we have the result multiplying numerator and denominator by a plus ib raised power m. This becomes a square plus b square raised power m. And we know that by the complex variables a plus ib and a minus ib are conjugate variables. A plus ib equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. Here we can write I sin theta, so that we have r equal to root of a square plus b square, and theta is given by tan inverse b upon a. Therefore, from equation 1 we can equate both sides, e raised power minus ax, this is real part, and this one is the complex part we have taken, imaginary part, x raised power m minus 1 dx, gamma m a square plus b square raised power m by 2 cos theta plus I sin theta m. By the De Moivre's theorem, we can write cos theta plus I sin m theta, or can say we can have this result 0 to infinity e raised power minus ax x raised power m minus 1 e raised power I bx will be written as cos bx plus I sin bx into dx, gamma m a square plus b square raised power m by 2 and a square plus b square raised power m will be given as a square plus b square raised power m by 2, and cos m theta, this becomes by the De Moivre's theorem cos m theta plus I sin m theta. So we have one real part and one imaginary part, equating both sides. This is real part and this is imaginary part, I times of sine and I times of sine. So we have these two integrals, and 0 to infinity e raised power minus ax x raised power m minus 1 cos bx dx will be given as gamma m cos m theta over a square plus b square raised power m by 2. Similarly, we can write in terms of sine. Now we have some reductions. If we will put the value of theta is m is 1 by 2, or can say cos m theta equal to pi by 2. So we have these two results, theta equal to pi by 2. For theta equal to pi by 2, we have these two results. Now we have a problem to evaluate 0 to infinity cos b x raised power 1 by n dx. Putting x equal to z raised power n, dx equal to n z raised power n minus 1 into d dz. Putting these two values, 0 to infinity cos b x raised power 1 by n dx equal to 0 to infinity cos bx is z raised power n, and dx is n z raised power n minus 1 dz, and this result will be given as, from the last result, n gamma n upon b raised power n. Here we can write b raised power n cos n pi by 2. So finally we get n gamma n equal to gamma n plus 1 cos n pi by 2 and b raised power n. Thank you.